Greetings, this is Father Michael with our word of the week. This week's word is dedication. This Sunday we celebrate the dedication of our beautiful St. Dominic's building. I have with me a sample of the escutcheon, the great heraldry, which is the Dominican cross and symbol, which is part of the foundation stone of the church. This week, 100 years ago, the cornerstone on which this Dominican symbol was created in construction was laid with great pomp and circumstance, and after 5 years of building in 1928, the church was, if you will, finished in its original construction. This weekend we celebrate the dedication, the consecration of the church, which happened after the great restoration after Loma Prieta earthquake in '89, when the lantern fell from the church, when the church had to be seismically retrofitted in order to once again be a safe and a secure sacred space for worship. So the Archbishop came, dedicated, consecrated the church and all that formality and all the beautiful liturgy in order to once again establish St. Dominic's as a place of prayer, a holy sacred shrine where worship to God the Father is given. Now, what's so important about having these feasts for dedication? Well, take a, if you will, analogy from sports. Whenever you go to watch a sports team or have a certain love for a sport or a particular team, there's always a venue, a place where that sport is engaged in. For example, the beautiful stadium that the local team, the San Francisco Giants, play in. A real jewel of a setting right up against the bay, which has unique, distinguishing characteristics which make it San Francisco, and yet and connect fans and fellowship and those who follow the team, fellowship of your team, in order that you might have a greater experience of the game and really enter into that moment. In fact, we see that when there are a lack of spaces that way, like the Oakland A's, who are not able to have a stadium proximate close by, are now moving to a place which will gladly build them a stadium, a place which they can indeed engage in sport. So too, as human beings, we are made to worship. Whether we think we're religious or not, or spiritual or not, we all have a heart which hungers for love. And it hungers for that love can only be found, that hunger always points to the source of all love, which is God himself. And the act of seeking the one we love, the thing which gives us true sense of satiation, a true sense of love, can only be done, and is most properly done, in worship. And so creating spaces of worship goes way back to pagan times, to our own, in order to connect with the divine. Here at St. Dominic's, we have a beautiful place where the Catholic faith, the rituals of our tradition, the worship of God is every day of the year open for all to enjoy. I invite you on this weekend, when we celebrate the dedication of our church, to come and open your heart to the beauty of the church, the wonderful stained glass windows, the wonderful carvings of all of our confessionals, the side altars which speak of the strength of God's presence in our lives. I always think, this is the weekend where I always contemplate the number of people who have been impacted in that space, that very space where their lives have changed, where they've experienced Jesus Christ, where their hearts have been softened, when the Lord has truly set them on the road to eternal salvation, where they've received the sacraments in its fullness, where they've come to be unburdened of their cares and their sorrows, where they've received a word of encouragement, where they've heard the gospel and been on fire to share it with others. This place, St. Dominic's, is a place where we can connect, we can plug in to the source of all love, to worship our loving God, and to go forth and to radiate his joy. Come, worship, be filled with the joy of the Spirit, and radiate with all of us. Amen. Amen. If you're enjoying these videos, do like, comment, subscribe. Also go to our website. May the Lord indeed radiate in your life, and may we radiate the joy of the gospel here in the heart of the city.